And we're live. Oh, that thumbnail is my taco truck. This residing in California, waiting for me to send a truck out for it. The last quote I got for it was $9,000. It's going to be a couple weeks. It's at a hotel parking lot where the service provider that I paid. Oh, hi, how you doing? Hello, whoever you are. So this service provider I paid abandoned my vehicle because he broke his. Well, what the fuck you doing business if you can't keep a vehicle maintained? And then he wrecked it. Yeah. So I'm glad I paid through PayPal because that I got my money back. However, it all went into the ice cream truck and living. Anyway, I went out there again and I made some progress. Almost no spatter. There's the last weld right here. First, second of the last pass. And here's my most current from. How do I do that? How do I do that? Oh, yeah. From beginning to end. Now, on the bottom part, I actually felt like I got offline a little bit. And you can see I did. And I tried to touch it up right there, and I got it mostly until the last 20 centimeters. A little bit from here to here, slow, fast, slow. Yeah, I'm needing to work a little bit on my speed control, but other than that, even though it's not consistent, the majority of this weld is a good weld. That's a good C minus weld. And you can see in the back, it's got pretty good penetration. I hit this with a hammer and it's not coming apart. I can't break that off of there, even with a 5-pound sledgehammer. I don't know if you can see through there or not. That one does not have good penetration. They're just riding on the top. It's also got a big fat gap. Maybe I'll cut this weld in half. And then, I got enough metal to play for a few hours. I did have one problem though. This breaker box popped off while I was doing some of this work, so I might have to move to a bigger circuit, especially if I get out there. I'd like to go to the 210 circuit, but I don't know how much it's from the breaker box is actually to your right, or I guess I'll be to your left. Well, if you're looking at the same thing, same screen I am, to your left, it's over here by about 1.5 feet. And then from there to the front door is probably 35 feet. I need to go another 20 feet past that. I'll have the garage door and the dogs will be out in the dog lot. And because eventually I'll need to be able to put this onto the truck, and I'll have to weld onto the truck, which is another 25 foot. I can actually get it up to the door of the garage, but I've got a Mamaki printer right there, which I need to get out of the way, and it's a little bit too heavy for me to actually lift it up myself and slide it 4-wheel dolly under it. Now I got 2 4-wheel dollies, which I bought specifically just for picking that up and moving it inside out of the way. So I might need to get a little help with that. I don't know who can help me out with that. I haven't really met anybody here on friendship basis yet. One guy that a friend of mine worked for, but he's busy all the time. Once he gets home, he's Miller time. He said about a couple months ago he's going to come down here and help me out, do some stuff. But I don't really put any faith in that. So might have to find a small scissor jack or something around here to lift it up and then scoot that under there. And then I can get the truck up to close to the door. I still think I need a 65 foot. I don't know. Let's see how much. I might have to just build one. I'll go to the electrical supply warehouse tomorrow and just custom build a 4-gauge extension cord, 210 volt. See if there's actually something out there already built. Good God, a 10-foot one is $159 pre-made. No way. That's gonna be like $600 buying a pre-made one like that. And then I have no. Here's one on. No, I can't buy from that place. I don't got nothing against Jeff Bezos personally, but I just don't buy from that place. That's how serious I feel about it. I won't even mention the name. All right, what do we got here? Maricord. Twist lock power cords. 250 volt. 12 gauge. Sounds like you're talking about a shotgun. Nothing. Northern Tool. So what do we get there? What are my choices here? Brand. Category. Electrical. Filter 220 extension cord. See, 230, 2300 watts or 230 volts. Oh God, I'm not good at this math at the top of my head. It's a simple equation, I just don't remember it. Oh, 230 volts. Is that amps? 230 volts. I don't know how many watts this is. These are all 3-pronged. There's not 220 or 230, whatever it is. Wish I could get more specific information in my head. 220 volt. Yep, 220. Flat electric supply. See that, or just clean that area over here and bring a fire extinguisher over there and start working over there. because that's where the 220 is at. Right there. Right there at that dryer. I don't know how this was a fucking functional shop. I really don't. Unless all they were doing was, okay, there's a 80-gallon air compressor. There wasn't no welding equipment when I came here. I looked at the place before people moved the stuff out. There wasn't no welding equipment here. And there's a lot of chamois here. So I think all they were doing was auto detailing. I mean, like just mountains of chamois, which they left behind. It's just worth money. They also left behind family photos, which the guy who bought the property next to me, it was all the same family. So they left family photos and passports and driver's licenses. Wow. How do you leave important shit like that behind? Yeah, he showed me a couple, and two were canceled and one was not. So that person might still be alive, and I didn't pay attention to the date. I was concentrated on ice cream. Concentrated on ice cream. So, yeah. I did better. What was that? Oh, yeah. That's completely different one right there. Right there is where we're at right now. So now I need to work on I'm making a good bead. I got my splatter down. Heat's cooled down. Not too much heat. Not too much. Well, you can see on the other side, there's the bluing is not as widespread. It's just right around here on the weld in front. And I think that's fairly healthy. So there's not too much heat. And you can't really peer too much into that gap. I think I got the. So now I missed right here. I can see pretty good. Now I just need to learn how to angle my tip. Don't go there. And so tip control, speed consistency. Again, I could roll with that. I could put that on my product, and nobody ever see the lack of quality, but I would. And I want to be eventually able to charge people for my welding by making art pieces. I don't ever want to be contractor to somebody else and their desires and how they want me to work and their schedule. No. I'll get little bits of motorcycle chain and this and that. And I'll just make exact copies of artwork I see out right there in the marketplace. And maybe eventually, just like making balloon animals. Everybody learned how to make the same balloon animal to begin with, a dog or a giraffe. It's the same design. It's not like anybody's biting on anybody's style. You just got to start somewhere. Like a painting of a dog is almost the same thing. Then you develop your own style. And again, I'll put those on the ice cream truck. I'll maybe carry 10 or 20 of them around and over a variety of 20 different units. Or maybe 2 or 3 units, because I got plenty of shelf space in there. And at that point, I'm already riding around. It doesn't really cost anything extra to have them in there. And quite possibly somebody might like them and might be able to put them in somebody's store, gas station, truck stop. I got faith in that I can do something, It's just a matter of time and doing it. And, I got more and more of my motivation back. I'm getting more and more of my motivation just to live. And then that's when every person that I've talked to said that's what my dad would want. He would want me to go on with my life and be happy and live like we were living when he was here. It just we spent so much time together. It's hard not to. We're like that. We're fucking inseparable. Well, except for when he wants to shower, because we don't shower together. Don't you see the man naked or anything like that? He gets 2 shower credits, and We go into the shower, and I take an hour shower and meet each other at the restaurant and have dinner. Maybe go to the TV room or the movie room. Some trucks have a movie room, and you go in there watch current movies, even or semi-current movies. And yeah, that's where we're at. I was wearing this welding cap around today, and nobody mentioned welding. Do I not look rough cut enough to be a welder? I think maybe maybe this doesn't have enough weld splatter in it yet. But yeah, I think that when somebody's good at your job, they don't get dirty. The better you are at your job, you don't need to show outward signs of what you do, except for maybe if you're a welder, you wear a welding cap. So it's a topic of conversation, and then maybe they might know somebody needs a welding job done. I'm just wearing this because I like the diversity. I've been wearing the fedora for a few months. I haven't really rocked the top hat in a while. I don't know. I might go back to the cowboy hat. Maybe a fitted baseball cap. I really don't like baseball caps. Baseball caps are so declassé. Anyways, it's 10 o'clock. It's time to cut the working out. I don't want to. Welding really doesn't make that much sound. I've got to constant bacon sizzle down now. I've got that down. So again, it's more of just speed control and staying in the groove, in the slot. And it's just, I've got my helmet set almost where I want it. I'm not quite sure if I'm good or not. I've got it set at the lowest setting for darkness because that I'm working on 110 volt. It's not putting that big of an arc out. Anyways, I'm happy for where I'm at today. I did get up. What was today? Today was oh shit, I slept until noon again today. Despite going no, I was up to 2 a.m. again last night. What the fuck you do at 7 a.m. in the morning anyways, really? And if you want to go anywhere, you're going to get caught in traffic. It's really not any good until get up until after rush hour. Because I don't have a job to go to. I mean, I run a business. I don't need to have to be at any certain place at any one certain time. Now, when I get the ice cream truck running, I need to be rolling. I need to be in the neighborhoods by 12:30. You know, that's about, after the first meal of the day, and people are starting to get. Now, the time when I was successful about ice cream, I was pulling $800 to $900 and $1,100 a day on a good day. Back in 2010, I just had a white van and a small freezer and a small generator. And the white van I had then looked like fucking utter contemptible crap. No mufflers. It sounded like shit. But I had a good product. I had the Choco Taco. Had all the cartoon characters. Twix bars, Snickers bars, Nutty Buddies, ice cream sandwiches, push-ups. I did not have Tillamook because they didn't exist then. Tillamook sandwiches are fucking bomb. I also wish I could get those Sunshine Sammy sandwiches if they were sold to me for wholesale. But I ain't paying more than $3 for them. They're getting $7.50 for those fucking sandwiches. But they're that fucking thick. That thick and like that big. And then the sandwich part's like this thick. And they're sub-zero temperatures. You really can't even eat the motherfucker to I think I bought a few of them. I've sampled the product, and they only have 4 different types of sandwiches, and that's what they base their whole business on. They give me the stink eye when I drive by because I got more variety, and I have M&M cookie sandwiches, M&M mint chip cookie sandwiches, all the Klondike bars, um, rockets, whatever, something rocket pops, regular ice cream sandwiches, which I call. I don't. I will never sell the minis again. They're too temperature sensitive, and plus they're just fucking dinky. I or I might have them just for $1 item or a giveaway. See, like what my business model is if somebody spends $20 on shit, I'll give them something free, just so they can feel good about the whole. Maybe a handful of popsicles or a Klondike bar. Now, especially once I get back to my wholesalers, because then my costs are significantly less, and I'm not going to tell you what my costs are, because then you might want to do this. You don't know what I get the chocolate taco at begin with. I pay 50 cents for chocolate taco, and I charge I'm going to be charging $6 or something for them, and I will have no problem selling them all fucking day long. But diesel fuel is also, it might be 7. Diesel fuel is $5.75 a cent. $5.75 a gallon. It takes me a quarter gallon just to get to location and back. A quarter tank. It's a 28-gallon tank. So that's like almost $40. But once I get on spot and I'm operating as an ice cream truck, I'm getting close to 95 miles per gallon operating at idle at 5 miles per hour, trolling through these neighborhoods. Trolling like a motorboat, running real slow. You troll for fish. So the big expenses, well, I guess the way to reduce that expense is going to be to drive up there as slowly as I can and to maximize my fuel economy. Now, this new generator is supposed to do 5 gallons for 18 hours at minimum, but it's running a little bit more than minimum with both freezers running. It's running around 1,800 watts, which is a 7,000 watt free generator. So I'm thinking, hey, Peace, how you doing? I'm thinking that my 5 gallons is going to last me about 14 hours, and I did the math on that yesterday. I'll do it again real quick. It uses low octane fuel, which is about $4.15 a gallon, where I buy that. And then down the street in South Carolina, it's even cheaper. It's like $3.95. But I'll go to $4.15 divided by 14 hours, cost per hour. $0.29 per hour on the generator side, and I think I figured out that on my after a whole day of running around, getting up to my location and back, it's going to be about $1.78 per hour to operate this ice cream truck. Now before, when I did this, I figured out that my per mile was like 23 cents per mile, and I was making like $3.75 per mile as far as sales. Like whole day I was running, but I was only running from Mills River. I was camped out. I had my travel trailer parked way out there, and then when I started making money, I moved to Smiley Flea Market. When I started making more money than that, I moved to a proper campground. And then me and my girlfriend at the time, took off on a road trip. We started in Asheville, went up to Knoxville. We started selling hemp jewelry. I had a massive generator failure, and it was the end of ice cream season, and we were living. So we left town with $20, ice cream truck, bad generator, and freezer, and a massive amount of hemp jewelry. We moved up to Knoxville, stayed there for a couple weeks. Mind you, this was when did we leave, Dan? It was like a 9-month journey, I think. I don't exactly really know it. I got back. We left in shit. What was that? Yeah, it was like 9 months. Went down through there, stopped every few towns, and went to local Books a Million and sold hemp jewelry. And every now and then we do a $400 or $500 sale, and we stay there for the day, and we'd work and make the jewelry. I had a bunch of 400-year-old glass beads from Venice to spice up the hemp jewelry. We're making lighter holders and bracelets and necklaces, custom for you right as you wait in the bookstore. We'd usually just go in there, order a cup of coffee, and then just start making jewelry like we're having fun. And people would approach us, "Hey, what are you doing there?" "Oh, we're just kind of hanging out, making some jewelry." And people would, "Hey, well, would you make me one?" Like, well, I'm not here trying to sell. I mean, but we really were. But that's the ruse to keep from getting kicked out in case you have problems with the establishment. And say, "Hey, you can't just come here and start selling your shit. We're in business." So like, well, we're just making these for ourselves, and our friends. And then we'd be there all day long. Went up to Nashville. We parked outside of this place called Coco Cafe. We spent 3 weeks in front of Coco Cafe in the RV. And brilliant thing, it was open 24 hours a day. So we take turns going in there. We took 3-hour shifts. Sometimes, yeah, just no certain way. And then now my girlfriend at the time, she knew how to gas jug. She knew how to beg for gasoline and fuel at these places. So we never spent money on fuel for our travels. We got a flat tire. She'd put a short halter top on and say, "Flat tire, need help." And then 20, 30 minutes later, we have a brand new tire. Went over to Memphis, picked up a beagle dog that we found with a broken leg in the parking lot, healed it up. It was old. About 12 weeks later, I don't even remember, probably a couple months. It was a long trip. No, it's probably about 6 months later. Then we meandered down through the Mississippi Delta, down through Arkansas, stopped in Clinton Territory. And we made a vain attempt at going crystal mining, but we really didn't have the necessary equipment, and then we were too busy making the hemp jewelry to really find out exactly where this public place we were at. And then we didn't have, so we stayed another, and then we ended up in Mississippi. We spent like a month and a half dodging flooding. So the idea was go from point A to point B, but we had to go all like this and all these parishes and stuff because oh, stop, can't go here. We go back around here, come over here. The idea was get to Mississippi for Mardi Gras. Wait a minute. Fuck, we were almost done with a year. We left in like December, and We end up in New Orleans or Nowlands for New Year's Eve. And, we never spent a dime on alcohol or food. Pretty sure halt to top off and popped her boobs out every now and then. We had food and alcohol. We stayed at the guy's house who was in that scary movie, the one with the little bitty, I put my hand in the mashed potatoes. Yeah, we stayed at his house for like 3 weeks. No, that was like 6 weeks there. And then somehow her husband got a hold of her and told her that he wasn't going to beat her no more. He's going to stop drinking. Yeah. Typical story. She fell for it. And then he says, "Oh, I got some land and a house." And she had multiple sclerosis. Sometimes she'd be out of it for like a couple weeks. Just like laid up in bed, couldn't hardly move, stove up. And so I had to feed her and bathe her. But she was really, really debilitated. Smoking a little weed took most of it away and would have got her bed. And I think we stayed in New Orleans, like 6 weeks. We got in a television commercial, Louisiana hot sauce. And they were asking people what they thought about the hot sauce. I said, "Man, this shit's so good it make you want to smack your mama." And I got in the commercial. Plus, they bought our chicken right there on the square. I made a mess of balloon animals while I was there, and made enough money to get us down to Ocala, Florida. Now, she was out of the picture, and I picked up another traveler. I actually knew him from Asheville. Get his name. Really cool character. He actually flew a sign, and at one point when we were stuck on the way to Ocala, we were in Gainesville. 3 flat tires while we're stuck in front of a frat house, and the frat house let us party there with them, and we were there for a couple months until the university says, "Hey, you guys got to go." Well, we had 3 flat tires that we didn't know about, and yeah, he got those tires and fuel for us to get to Ocala. We went to Rainbow Gathering. We were there for 60 days. And then I started to pick up. At this point, I sold the travel trailer for scrap metal. I had already had, wait a minute, how did that work? Yeah, I sold that on the way down there. I had already been starting to deliver phone books with the ice cream truck, and we're on flat ground. When we get to Ocala, I'm delivering phone books, and I pick up this homeless couple. So I had a mattress in the back of the ice cream truck, and they would sleep out in the woods behind the truck stop. And we get on the road the next day and deliver phone books. And then we started crisscrossing Florida delivering phone books. Doing like $500-600 a day delivering phone books. Probably about 125 of that was assorted expenses, feeding us, paying for parking at the truck stop, and I gave them 30% of the income. The idea was to work them up to 50%, but I should get the lion's share because I had the massive investment of the vehicle. Well, the wifey, she didn't like that. And then one day, while we were at a rodeo, she said, "We need a break." I'm like, "Cool." So we went to rodeo. I paid for us all to get in. They did their thing. I did my thing. Walked around. hung out each other every now and then. And mom and dad, they told me beforehand the vehicle ever broke down, they're out of there. Well, son of a bitch cut the coolant line to the transmission and says, I need my money. Well, I had like $20. I had just paid for a bunch of stuff. And held me up at knife point with my vehicle stranded on the side of the road. I didn't know it was just a coolant line. So I artfully got on the phone and found the nearest storage area 5 miles away that would let you move in rent free. I ended up sleeping in the back of my travel trailer, ice cream truck for a while. And that was good. And I was jumping over the fence so I didn't have to put my key code in and there was no way of sleeping in my vehicle. And then for a while, I was sleeping in one or two of the RVs that were there. And they had power, had air conditioning, everything. So then I thought that things were getting too hot for me there as far as, me being noticed. I bought me a tent and moved into the cemetery down the street from the shopping mall. There's a creek there, wash my ass. And I met a guy that looked just like my grandfather. He was actually the second old guy I met there at the bookstore. I was hanging out there all day long, just reading books and staying cool and trying to find a place where I could go sell balloons at. The first guy was taking me out to lunch every day because I wasn't ashamed. I told people what my situation was. I just put it out there and hoping the universe would help me out. And it did. The first old guy would take me to Golden Corral every day for lunch. I had no hope of making any money. I had no money left. And because mind you, between towns we were living, right, in this situation, and hotels aren't cheap. The second old guy, spit an image of my grandfather. He moved me into his house, let me stay in. He had an extra bedroom, and he'd take me out to eat every day at the Golden Corral, and then leave me to my own devices. But he gave me a couple dollars to buy some balloons. I had my balloon apron with me. I went to the mall, made some money there at various locations. At this point, I just want to go back home. So he gave me some money to fix his vehicle, fix the transmission in his vehicle. And he said, if you fix my car, I'll fix your truck. I'll buy you the parts. I was like, yeah, cool, because if I can fix yours, I can fix mine, right? Come to find out, when I got the transmission all the way apart and at the component rebuilder, I didn't need to rebuild it at all. Except for the main direct clutch went out because it had no coolant going toward it. Coolant fluid, which is also acts as a coolant. So I replaced that. And while I was in there, I might as well put everything else fresh in there too, because it was already a vehicle with hundreds of thousands of miles on it. Rebuilt it, put it back together. And my dear old dad sent me enough money to get home with and buy some balloons. And then, yeah, right before I took off with Carson and Barn Circus. Yep, good times, good times. And then that was about that time that Dad he bought me a $3,000 bicycle so we could go riding bikes together. Now, mind you, he had a $5,000 bicycle. He had the felt. which somebody stole. I hit a car with my bicycle. I took the wheels off of that. And, hey, there's two people in there. Hey, how you doing? Say something. Oh my God, I've been here for 40 minutes. I am turning into James Best. I've got to go back to YouTube welding college. I'm getting there. I need some more information to validify my points about my lack of self confidence in this. I can do this. I just need to have more practice. Just like drums. The saxophone, I know I can do that. You know, I got to get my. I have a soundproof, mostly soundproof, music studio in my tiny house. It's going to be $5,000. So yeah, I'm already at $14,000 for the bringing the ice cream, the other food truck here, and finishing that tiny house, and then probably another $4,000 for bathroom, kitchen, finish out the interior. So I'm up to $25,000 just to begin to live again, and then that's not including new bed, bedding, some artwork for the walls, marble floor, kitchen sink, hot water heater is going to be. I already know that's like $3,000, and then that's another $1,800 for the propane tank because they can't get natural gas here, and probably another $500 to fill that tank up. Right there with $30,000. Then taco truck, popcorn truck, whatever is probably going to go another $25,000 to put a new fuel pump in. I want to go ahead and do the bottom end. Should I have a shop here? I might as well just buy the tools to do it, and then it's not going to be nearly as much. It's just going to be the parts and machine shop. I don't need it. I don't need any learning for that. I already know how to do all that. I just need a cherry picker, some tools, nice tool chest to keep my shit organized in. I've got an air impact gun now, and air wrench. I need sort of a few more air wrenches. I want to upgrade the hose reel for the air compressor outside needs to be totally replaced. I've got probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 locations for air hoses inside. And then until I got my tiny house built, I might divide this place in half just so I can have a place for the dogs to be at and not run outside, so I can keep the garage door open and expel the heat and fumes from welding, and so I can weld West training. And yeah, that food truck's going to take a bit. I might just do popcorn in that. However, I already do have a line on the third step van in Los Angeles for $5,000, and it could probably be fixed in place. I can probably just send it to the Cummins dealer and get it running for $7,000 from what I've been told what's wrong with it. Then drive it back from California instead of paying a trucking company. Then we're talking about a week of my time. So if I'm making more than that, I might just pay for somebody to. If I'm making $2 or $3 grand a day in popcorn truck, which is possible, I've seen people do that at truck stops. Then I would just pay somebody to go out to haul it back, because then their time is worth less than my time, and I'm not losing time making money in the meanwhile. Anyways, I did say I'm getting off of here. And to recap, speed control, directional accuracy. Everything else is doing. I'm drawing a good bead and got my spider down. That's the biggest accomplishment for the night. that I can think of. I'm not worried about anything else. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to get started on chopping the bed rolls up into manageable pieces so they can stack them exactly like I've been stacking this. And then I'll have more joints or passes that are manageable to work with, and then maybe even work on some angle, some angle, some 90-degree angle welding. And now the tire place is going to call me back tomorrow and tell me when they got the tire, and that's not going to cost me anything but the fuel to get up there and back. And I might go to Sam's Club and buy me some groceries. I'm not exactly out of groceries, but I like to stay ahead of the game. I'm out of my fresh food. I'm into the frozen food already. I prefer my fresh food. I really do. And I got a whole mess. I need to get back on my beans and rice program, where it costs me like $75 a week to eat. Piece of fish, beans and rice. Piece of steak, beans and rice. Shrimp, beans and rice. Different type of fish, beans and rice. Beans is this. You really shouldn't eat too much of a primary protein anyways. Too much protein is not good for you. You need a variety. You need starch. You need vegetable. You need juice. Oh, I need to get juices tomorrow. So I'm nowhere short of beans and rice. So, yeah, plenty of that left. I'm going to go. Bye. Thank you.